He's outside court there in New York City. Aaron, you were in that courtroom. Mangione actually spoke in court, admitted to the murder. And this was also the first time that we've ever seen Paulette, Brian Thompson's widow, in person. This had to be gut-wrenching for her to hear Mangione confirm that he indeed killed her husband.
After nearly 2 years of maintaining he was not guilty of killing Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione sat at the defense table, cropped hair, stubble on his face, beige jail uniform, and admitted to a federal judge, "I shot Brian Thompson in Manhattan and he died."
For nearly 2 years, Luigi Mangione faced federal charges connected to the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Today, the case took a major turn. In a Manhattan federal courtroom, Mangione pleaded guilty to 2 federal stalking charges. And during the hearing, he admitted that he shot Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel in December 2024. But Mangione also revealed a new detail about how he located Thompson. According to his statement in court, he contacted UnitedHealthcare while posing as a potential investor with more than $50 million in capital. He said that communication helped him learn the exact location of the company's investor conference. For the first time, members of Brian Thompson's family, including his wife and mother, were inside the courtroom as Mangione entered his guilty plea. But while today's plea resolves a major part of the federal case, Luigi Mangione's legal fight is not over. A separate murder prosecution is still waiting for him in New York State Court.
After nearly 2 years of maintaining he was not guilty of killing Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione sat at the defense table, cropped hair, stubble on his face, beige jail uniform, and admitted to a federal judge, "I shot Brian Thompson in Manhattan and he died." He said that he stalked Brian Thompson after learning there would be an investor conference for UnitedHealthcare. He didn't know the exact location, Kira. He said he emailed UnitedHealthcare posing as an investor with $50 million in capital so that he could learn it would be at a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. And from there, it's Mangione seen on video shooting Brian Thompson in the back. Thompson said he used a 3D printer to make the murder weapon himself. This was, as you say, Kira, gut-wrenching for Brian Thompson's family.
Today's guilty plea is significant, but it does not bring every case against Luigi Mangione to an end. The federal agreement resolves 2 stalking charges connected to Brian Thompson's killing, but Mangione still faces a separate murder prosecution in New York State Court. His attorneys are now arguing that the state case should not be allowed to proceed after the federal resolution, raising a double jeopardy challenge. That means the next major battle could be over whether New York can continue pursuing its own case. Meanwhile, Mangione is scheduled to return to federal court for sentencing in December. For Brian Thompson's family, today's hearing also marked a significant moment. For the first time, members of his family were present in court as Mangione admitted responsibility for the shooting. Nearly 2 years after a killing that drew national attention, one chapter of the case has now changed dramatically. But legally, the story is not finished.
It's a very broad spectrum in terms of what Luigi Mangione could be facing. A mandatory minimum of 0 years in prison, but as high as life in prison, and they're leaving this all up to the judge to kind of decide what should happen here.
And Brian, we should point out that this wasn't just a stalking charge as we usually know a stalking charge and you file a restraining order. This was stalking that resulted in death. So let's talk about that for a minute, and also how today's decision will impact the state case.
Yeah, so in federal court, if you're charged or convicted of stalking, the sentence is actually, I believe, 0 to 5 years. But if stalking occurs and there are greater injuries like serious harm, serious injury, or in this case, death, those maximums rise. And so it becomes a possibility of life in prison. So the judge is going to look at this and say, this isn't just stalking, it's stalking that involves death. And we'll look at that in terms of appropriate sentencing. Now,
Luigi Mangione has now admitted in federal court that he stalked and shot Brian Thompson. But today's guilty plea does not determine exactly how much time he will ultimately spend behind bars. His federal sentence will be decided later, while his separate New York State case remains another major legal battle ahead. For Brian Thompson's family, today's hearing marked the first time they sat inside the courtroom as Mangione publicly admitted responsibility for the shooting that took his life. The federal case has reached a major turning point. But the legal story surrounding Luigi Mangione is far from over. Thank you for watching StoryForge. Follow and subscribe for more major case updates and true crime investigations.